Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to another lecture. And today the topic of our lecture is a very interesting topic. It's a little bit difficult as well, but we will try to simplify it as much as we can so we can understand the basic concept behind this topic and understand what the topic is about. So the topic is about lay, lie and lie, the difference between lay, lie and lie. अब कुछ लोग यहाँ पर कंफ्यूज हो गए होंगे कि why have I written lie twice? Lie का तो एक ही मीनिंग होता है, but no, lie actually has two different meanings. Don't be worried about that. Sometimes even the native speaker do not know about the second meaning. Usually people only know one of the meaning of the lie, right? So moving forward, we have the first one is the lay, which we are going to discuss now. अब हमारे पास ले जो है इसका मीनिंग होता है टू पुट और प्लेस समथिंग डाउन. ऑलराइट, सो दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ ले. Remember this, that the meaning of lay is to put or place something down. Now for instance, for example, if I say that I laid the board marker on the table or I laid the pencil on the table, alright, so I placed something down, I put something down, so I am doing some work on some kind of thing or an item and placing on something else. Alright, so the next point is a very important point to remember, that is lay is a transitive verb. Alright, so what it means is that it needs a direct object after it. Alright, so lay always has a direct object. अगर आप पिछले एग्जाम्पल की भी बात करें, जो भी मैंने बताई है कि I laid the board marker on the table, so मैंने बोर्ड मार्कर I laid it on the table. ठीक है, तो ले के बाद there was a direct object which is the board marker. Alright, so remember that lay always has a direct object. Now laid is a form of lay, so we will also see the different forms of lay as well. So just remember that lay always needs something. ठीक है, यानी we always lay something, so and something is the object that we are laying. Right, so you can see the example below. He laid the blanket on the ground. Now the blanket over here is the object, the direct object after lay. Now this is the second form of lay, which is laid. We will see the forms in just a second. So remember that lay always needs the direct object. Okay, next हमारे पास अब हैं the different forms of lay. Alright, so the forms of lay, these are very important and you guys need to memorize them strongly, that what are the different forms of lay, the lay with L-A-Y spelling. Right, so the first infinitive form we have is the of lay is to lay. Right, so the next present tense or the present form is lay and lays. So we use this either lay or lays depending on the sentence that we have been given. And the second form or the past tense form is the laid. Only laid. Alright, not the laid. So the past form is laid and the past participle, which is the third form, is also laid. So इधर आपको थोड़ा सा एज मिल जाता है कि फॉर इंस्टेंस अगर सेंटेंस के अंदर third form यूज होनी थी but you have used the second form, it doesn't matter because both are the same. Right, but if you had to use the first form and you have used the third form, then obviously it's going to be wrong. So remember the ing form is laying. Alright, so the ing form of lay is laying. तो इसको कंफ्यूज नहीं करना. जो नेक्स्ट हम टॉपिक्स सब टॉपिक्स नेक्स्ट करेंगे उनके साथ इनकी फॉर्म्स नहीं कंफ्यूज करनी. फॉर्म यूज़ करने का आपको अब तक पता होना चाहिए, आप प्रीवियस क्लासेस में अपना पढ़ के आए हैं. टेंसेस वगैरह, टेंसेस, just remember those tenses and see which tense has been used in the sentence, and according to that tense use the form of lay required for in that sentence. Alright, moving forward we have the examples. So lay के अब हमारे पास कुछ examples हैं, वो हम देखते हैं. So he laid the clothes neatly on his bed. Right, so अब यहाँ पर हम रिमेंबर करें तो हमने कहा था कि ले को डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट चाहिए होता है. सो द ऑब्जेक्ट इज क्लोथ्स. ऑलराइट, सो ही लेड द क्लोथ्स ऑन हिज बेड. The second example is she laid the child on the bed. So we also have a direct object after it. The third one is they are laying new telephone lines. Right, similar case over here, and we have only used the different forms of laid, laid and laying, right? So just a small hint you can say this for your help is that कि अगर हैज़ हैव हैड आता है तो थर्ड फॉर्म यूज़ होती है, इज एम आर वर वॉज के साथ यूजुअली आईएनजी फॉर्म यूज़ होती है, राइट, एंड फर्स्ट फॉर्म यूज व्हेन यू टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्रेजेंट, राइट. सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस. ओके, नेक्स्ट हमारे पास जो सब टॉपिक है दैट इज लाई. Now remember lie has two different meanings, ठीक है. जैसे मैंने आपको शुरू में बिल्कुल वीडियो में बताया कि some of you may have been confused that why have I written lie twice, because that was because lie has two different meanings. Now usually this is the meaning that I was talking about कि people do not know about this one, ठीक है. यानी maybe they are using it in their language but they don't exactly know that what the meaning is. The second meaning है that is the most common used, we will see that in a minute. So this meaning is simply that lie means to be on a surface, alright, or in a horizontal position, alright. So इस lie का मतलब ये होता है कि something has been placed on a surface, alright. So now it has been there for a while, so it's on a horizontal position, alright. So since you saw it, it was there. So for instance, the apple has lain there for some time, alright. So lain is the third form of lie. So remember that we have used has as well, so that is why we use in third form. So it has been there for a while, right? Now you can see in the example that the village lies not far from the river, right? So somebody is telling you that the village is not far from the river, it lies there, it's on some surface, it's over there, right? So the next one is the cat had lain there since yesterday, alright. So the third form has been used. We will see the forms in just a second, and just remember that since had has been used, it's also the third form. Next we have the forms of lie, alright. So don't confuse these forms with the forms of the next lie which has a separate meaning. Just remember them, memorize them well so that you don't get confused. So to be on a surface or a horizontal position, lie की जो forms हैं, the infinitive form is to lie, right, and the present tense or the present form is lie and lie. Now just to simplify it a little bit, आप ये याद रखें कि दूसरा भी जो lie है उसके ये दोनों forms same है, right. We will see just in a second, but just to give you an overhead, both of these forms are the same. The main difference is between the past tense and the past participle. इस lie की जो past tense है that is lay, alright. So the past tense is lay. Now don't confuse this lay with the lay that we have just studied before lie, alright. So उसके साथ इसको confuse मत कीजिएगा कि ये इसका meaning, क्योंकि अब ये LAY lay बन गया तो इसका meaning भी शायद वो बने. No, the difference between the meanings is still there, ठीक है. इस ले का जो मीनिंग है वो लाई वाला ही हमने अभी जो स्टडी किया है वही है, ओके. सो वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू स्विच द मीनिंग्स ओवर हियर. एंड द पास्ट और द थर्ड फॉर्म इज लेन, ऑलराइट. सो दिस इज द थर्ड फॉर्म ऑफ द लाई विद द मीनिंग और टू बी ऑन अ सरफेस और अ हॉरिजॉन्टल पोजीशन, ठीक है. तो द प्रेजेंट पार्टिसिपल और द आईएनजी फॉर्म इज लाइंग. नाउ अनदर हेड्स अप के लाइंग भी दोनों की LYING फॉर्म सेम है, दूसरे मीनिंग वाले लाई की भी और इसकी भी, राइट. सो रिमेंबर दैट एज वेल. एंड अ क्विक वे टू रिमेंबर के लाई एंड ले बोथ, सिंस लाई हैज द सेम ING forms, both lie has the same ING forms and lay has the ING form of LAYING. This is the form of ING form of laying, right. सो रिमेंबर दैट कि इनका डिफरेंस याद रखने के लिए आपने ये याद रखना है कि ले के साथ आईएनजी लगा दें तो वो उसकी आईएनजी फॉर्म बन जाती है. एंड सिंस लाई डज नॉट हैव ए और वाई इन इट, सो यू कैन नॉट सी और से दैट कि ये लेइंग जो है ये इसकी आईएनजी फॉर्म है, क्योंकि ए एंड वाई डोंट एग्जिस्ट इन लाई, राइट. सो वी जस्ट make the form ING form of lie LYING, right. so ये इस तरह आप डिफरेंस याद रख सकते हैं कि कौन सी ING फॉर्म किसको बिलोंग करती है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर भी स्टूडेंट्स काफ़ी दफ़ा मिस्टेक कर जाते हैं, उन्हें मीनिंग भी समझ लग जाती है, उन्हें पता भी लग जाता है कौन सा फॉर्म यूज़ करना है, बट दे मैस अप द ING फॉर्म इफ इट इज़ बीइंग यूज्ड. दे रेदर देन यूज लाइंग दे end up using laying, right. so इस तरीके से आप थोड़ा बहुत इसको रिमेंबर रख सकते हैं. ओके, नेक्स्ट हमारे पास अब एग्जांपल्स हैं एंड द एग्जांपल्स आर, नंबर वन इज he has lain there since yesterday. You see that has, so the third form has been used, right? My house lies on top of the village, right? So first form, the books were lying on the table. Now this is the thing I was talking about. Don't use laying over here, that will be incorrect, right? So the books were lying on the table, that the books were in a horizontal position on the table, all right? So remember these tips and tricks to get the correct solution for that of your answer of your questions, all right? Okay, next हमारे पास lie का जो second meaning है, this is as I already told you, the most commonly known meaning of lie, right? So most people know this meaning. ज़्यादातर इस मीनिंग से वाकिफ़ होते हैं जो फर्स्ट मीनिंग हमने किया है. आई टोल्ड यू दैट मे बी सम पीपल आर यूजिंग इट अनकॉन्शियसली इन देयर सेंटेंस मेकिंग और मे बी in talking, but they don't really know what the meaning is, and either even if they know, they don't know that the spellings are also same, ठीक है? But some do know both of the meanings. So moving toward the second meaning, the second meaning of lie is to tell the untruth. Now झूठ बोलना जिसे हम सिंपली कहते हैं, यानी कि झूठ बोलने को हम lie कहते हैं, right? So remember that this meaning is the most commonly known, and the examples below you can see that he lied to his teacher about his homework, right? So अब यहाँ पर भी different forms हैं इस lie की, and they are different from the previous lie. जो मैंने आपको 3 फॉर्म्स बताई थी सिमिलर है, वो वही है. देयर आर 2 डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स इन दिस lie, right? So we will discuss them in a second. And the second example tells that don't tell a lie, don't lie to me, sorry. So you can see that it has the same form as the previous lie, right? So now we will move toward the different forms of lie. Now you can see the different forms of lie. Now this is the lie with the meaning of telling the untruth, alright? तो ये चीज़ें आपने याद रखनी है कि जो इससे पहले हमने lie किया था उसका different meaning था, and this one has a different meaning. As you can see, the infinitive form is the same, which is to lie, alright? The present tense is also the same, lie and lies, but the past tense is different, that is lied, alright? तो वहाँ पर हमारे पास ले आ जाता था. पास्ट पार्टिसिपल भी हमारा डिफरेंट है, वहाँ पर हमारे पास लेन आ गया था, बट इधर हमारे पास लाइड है, ऑलराइट? So but the ing form or the present participle is the same, alright? So it is lying, alright? So don't confuse the lying with laying, as I have already told you, ठीक है? तो ये इसकी different forms हैं, and depending on the sentences you have to use the different forms of lie or lay or the second lie, alright? So now we will see some examples of this lie so that we can clarify further on it. The first example is he was lying to you yesterday, alright? So now we're talking about that he was telling the untruth, alright? So he was lying, alright? The second example is the owner had lied to the buyer. Now अब यहाँ पर आपकी simplicity के लिए मैं बता देता हूँ कि this is the third form of the lied, not the second, ठीक है? क्योंकि meanings spellings दोनों के same हैं, तो confusion हो सकती है कि either if this is the second form or is this the third form. But as I already told you, as I've had, use the third form. So had has been used, so it's the third form. और last हमारे पास है to hide a lie you need another lie, ठीक है? तो यहाँ पर फर्स्ट फॉर्म यूज हुई है, एंड दिस सेंटेंस इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सेंटेंस. यू कैन से इन योर डेली लाइफ दैट यू शुड नॉट टेल लाई टू एनीबडी, बिकॉज यू कैन सी दैट इफ यू लाई टू समबडी, अगर आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं, यू आर गोइंग टू नीड अनदर लाई टू हाइड दैट लाई, ऑलराइट? सो you're gonna end up underneath a pile of lies and you're gonna have problems. So don't lie and be honest or work hard. So just remember these concepts about the different meaning of lie and lie, and try to do an exercise yourself. Try to make at least 5 examples of each, and then see whether you have used the correct form and the correct meaning there of whichever one you're supposed to use. You can find different worksheets available on the internet. You can use those to solve and get a clear grasp on these different meanings of lie and lie, alright? So go ahead and try to do those as well.